I think sailing can be a great metaphor for life. There's things that you can control. There's also a huge part of sailing that just isn't controllable. Sailing as a sport is probably a great mix of those two. So I've been sailing from a really young age. Started sailing in the Optimist class at my home club, Hayling Island Sailing Club, and also my parents had a small cruiser. We used to go across the channel to France, and myself and my sister would go sailing off the back of the boat in a dinghy. Just being around boats, around water sports my whole life, and yeah, really love it. I took a fairly standard path through the RYA youth system, sailed Optimists, RS Fevers, and then into the 29er class. I won the Youth Worlds with my crew, Ed Fitzgerald, in 2008. We won the Youth Nationals, Youth Worlds and Class Europeans, and that was the year where I guess I gained the belief that I could succeed beyond youth sailing into Olympic classes. I transitioned into the 49er class around kind of 2009, 2010, and then I teamed up with Finn in 2014. We campaigned for the Rio 2016 Olympics. And we had a stab at selection, but we were kind of young and the underdogs and we didn't get it, so we went to Rio 2016 as the training partner for Fletcher and Alan Syme. So then moving into the Tokyo cycle, Finn and I felt like this is probably our time, and we had a really, really tight selection battle with Dylan Fletcher and Stu Bithell, and then went on to obviously win the gold medal for Great Britain. Coming into this cycle, it's been quite a long journey, and I feel like the experience that I've gained along the way and how Finn and I have sort of grown as a team and learned together should put us in a really strong position. Finn is a ruthless competitor. Put him in any kind of sporting scenario and he wants to win. Physically, he's able to do what's needed in the front of a 49er, which is actually pretty brutal at times. You need to be really, really strong, fit, and you need to be the one that's kind of willing to dig deep and grind harder than all the other crews out there. He's also, just incredibly determined around the campaign. You know, the work ethic that he puts in is second to none. So yeah, I feel lucky to have Finn on my team. I remember from a really young age watching the Olympic sailing DVDs, and I used to obsessively watch the Athens Olympics. Chris and Simon were in the 49er and Nick and Joe in the 470, and for me it's always been a dream. It's been a goal. It is the pinnacle of dinghy sailing, and competing at an elite level in this sport, the Olympics is what you look to. I don't think it's going to quite feel real until we're actually there, but it's really exciting. The last few regattas, for example, the selection in the Worlds in The Hague, where we had to qualify the nation and also get selected ourselves, there's that same feeling of you're under pressure. Certainly for Finn and I think there's a lot of remembering our processes and keeping all of that stuff going. But for us, actually, when we get on the water, it's just Finn and I in a 49er. We know we can win races, and I think it's allowing ourselves to enjoy it and be excited by it, but actually when we get on the water, it's just another regatta. The opportunities I've had to step back to engage with people who are maybe at the beginning of their journey, I find really rewarding to kind of engage in their journey, to understand their problems, maybe remember when you were at that point, and there is an ability to be able to help people and to either fast track or to help them enjoy what they're doing. Sailing can look like a sport that's quite hard to access. There's sort of barriers to entry, and there are some great schemes going on in the UK that are trying to break that down and get people into the sport. Don't underestimate what being out in the elements does for you in terms of your happiness and your mental health, to take you away from basically all of the complexities and the noise of life, and just actually the presence of being in nature, being on the water and feeling the ocean and the wind. We're so lucky to be able to do that, and I would be a huge advocate of anybody to get out and do that. The Olympics is hopefully going to be a really special experience, but I think what I want more than anything is for us to just turn up and be the team that I know we can be. If we get to the end of the regatta and we've won it, or we've come fourth, or we've come sixth, as long as we've been true to what we said we wanted to do and the things that we know are drivers of performance, then I'm going to be really happy.